GECV is back, and I'm back in Houston, and I'm proud to say I'm with Loke G, King of the Brown Table. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me, man.
Oh, you're
We
more than
international
welcome.
now.
It's a pleasure to
Like
be
you
back,
said,
actually.
back in Houston, huh?
Yeah. I got last time with Houston Smooth. It was just a riot. He hit the nail, the actual vibe that I get from him, and it's a similar story with yourself, isn't it? Really, you kind of
Yeah,
mirror
I
each
mean,
other.
yeah, we do. We have layers. He has more of a first person type of experience,
Yeah.
and I have more of a third person because it's my brothers who went through the similar experiences that Smooth went through. Like, actually, my brother's cellmate used to be Houston Smooth cellmate a couple years back.
How strange is that? Do you mind me asking
It
then?
is.
Seeing as when I spoke to Houston Smooth, we obviously spoke about his incarceration, his sentence, and what he was in for. What's happened to your brother?
My brother was a crazy story. Free Brickavelli, we call him Brick. That's his nickname. It was his first offense ever in the state of Texas, and they gave him 17 years in
That's
the penitentiary.
outrageous.
It's crazy. It's unheard of. Like, usually in the first offense, depending on your character, they'll consider fines, probation,
Probation, yeah.
or even some jail time, but not extremes like 17 years. Like,
Was he a
you
gang
know, when
member?
a person comes out from that, he's gonna be a totally different person.
Was he a gang member?
He was not a gang member. He was not. There was no real reason why they gave him that much time, other than the fact that it was around the elections, and there was a switch of the district attorney's office. The man coming out was been there for many years, and then the two coming in wanted convictions because they were brand new, and there was a pair of females.
Making an
So,
example.
and it didn't help that one of the victims in my brother's cases was related to a very prominent person in the San Antonio area when it came to politics. And it was a daughter of that man. He has like a big documentary series online of how he went through a similar thing with his brother when he was young. And that's what made him go into politics and district attorney and the law side of everything. So it was like all cards stacked against my brother. Then on top of that, all his co-defendants, everybody that was with him, they all pretty much pointed the finger at him like the district attorney wanted them to. So it's crazy how, like, I always tell people, be careful who you hang around with, because what you might be willing to do for someone else, they might not be willing to do for you. And
that seems to be the
the
moral
attorney
of the
even told
story.
us, yeah, exactly. It's crazy. The attorney, we hired two different attorneys. We spent a buku amount of money. Like, it's crazy, bro. But the attorney told us this, and it resonated in my mind always. Where if every single defendant would have just stayed quiet and let the due process go through, everybody would have been released, because it was not that much evidence. It was a lot of he said, she said stuff.
Oh,
You know,
how many? Do you mind me asking? Where's his head at now?
he's in the Connolly unit in Kennedy, Texas. He really lives there because when you're in the prison system, it's super weird, bro. Like, I wish there was more advice for regular people like you and me to know, in case you're ever in a situation or predicament, of what to say or how to react in order to get a certain effect from that, because it's so tricky. He ended up in a way where he could be close to my mother, because we know that my mother would not stop visiting him, whether he is far or close. So what he did is he changed his religion. He changed his religion to be a native.
To be Native American.
To be Native American, because it goes
Good call.
based on your religion, on what you worship. So that's what depends where you're placed at. Sorry.
That's a great decision.
It was great because sometimes the universe works in your favor, and he was able to find spiritual awakening through this new religion that was more close to heart when he really looked at his DNA and his ancestors and what how we were so in peace with nature.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was able to go to college in there. It's been almost 7 years that he's in there. Like time flies. It's crazy. I'm sure it goes really slow for them in there, but on the outside,
Out the outside, yeah.
I can only speak from my perspective because we just go from holiday to holiday, you know? It's crazy living out here in the real world. And in there, I try always to do things for the prisoners because it's not only my brother, it's a lot of people like my brother who exist in there that could have easily been me that have nobody to write them a note. A JPay takes 10 seconds to send, just like you're sending a text. You see what I'm saying?
And you can do that, can you, in the prison system in the States?
Yes, you can. You can send a text message from a JPay app and include a photo, and it's like $1 or 80 cents for the photo, something ridiculous. And then they get a printout of it in black and white the very next day.
Yeah, it's similar here. I mean, it's like it's called Purple Visit here, and you can just text in and you get the black and white photograph and whatever you've written to them. For about £1, it's not a lot of money, is it really?
So make sure everybody Purple Visit somebody today. When you see this, pause it, Purple Visit, come back, finish the rest of the interview.
The artwork that you were showing before on Instagram, is that by Bricavelli, by your brother?
It is not. It is through somebody, an artist who is housed in the same unit as him. But the way we do it is we try to at least help these people that have nobody, like I said, and instead of them trading it for like $1 worth of soup or something, I'll go ahead and I'll purchase it to them in a wholesale price, and I'll put the money in their book somehow, one way or another. We get their funds to them, and then I receive the art. And then they get a free world wholesale price for their art because it's worth a lot more out here. If you really put it in perspective with everybody else's art, it's equally stunning. It's great. And it's got so much more hours, blood, sweat, and tears that comes into creating it. With some of the inks, not even, they have to create some of the ink colors. Like you would never think that they had to burn something to create a certain color, you know?
So this is what people need to understand. The actual process they're going through to produce this artwork is something crazy then.
It is extensive. It is a lot of hours. And then they just turn it around and trade it for 3 ramen noodle soups.
Are you able to ship internationally?
I can, yes.
So anybody watching this, people should know that you should support these prisoners and buy their artwork. Pay I think it's about $15, isn't it?
$15 for the copies, and it gives you a high cloud copy with the poster board so you can frame it and make it look nice. Or $250 if you want to show real support and get the original, unique, nobody will ever have another one of. And then it'd be something good to hang in your office, or so that way you can show support to a real live person who doesn't have anybody else to help them.
I take it there's an awful lot of prisoners that are on their own.
It's like a culture.
No
it's
mail,
crazy,
no nothing.
You know, Texas is a red state, so it's about law and order.
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised what I went to jail the last time for. Like you go to jail like around here. If you don't have the knowledge to say certain things or to hire an attorney,
to say no comment,
you end up in prison.
Just no. Everything here, everything in the UK is no comment. It's a strict one. You just say nothing ever, no matter what. No matter if you've got the thing, nothing. You just say no comment, and one person's word isn't enough to convict. So I'm guessing in the States, the he says she say has got your brother in a lot of trouble and got 17 years.
Metal bracelets because of statements and fucking affidavits.
Is he okay in himself?
He is okay. Let me tell you some context about my brother Brick. They call him Brick because one time, I'll tell you the true story.
Cool.
One time he was living with me. We had some problems at home. He was living with me. He was young, and he was about 15, I would say at the max. He was already involved in boxing. And some older man about my age at the time came by knocking, asking for my younger brother. So I was like, what's going on here? And my brother explained that he wanted to fight him, this and that, whatever. I was like, well, no, you're not gonna fight this older man. Like, you're a kid. What's going on, you know? If anything, let me go talk to him and see what's going on. And he's like, no, both of them were stuck. They wanted to fight each other, so I let them fight. And my brother punched him in the face, and the man started yelling that he hit him with a brick. So I stopped it, and I'm like, well, what'd you hit him with a brick for? And he goes, what brick? And we all look around. I swear, we all look around, and there was like soft grass everywhere.
Well, the name Brickavelli stuck.
It stuck forever. So he knows how. He's in boxing. He was scheduled to go to the Olympics at the time. He would run about 4 miles a day. He was in so much conditioning. He was 22 when he got locked up. He was just begging for somebody to give him a workout. Like, and it sucks because in there, whenever you're like that, they gang up on you, 2 or 3 or 4 people on you. And sometimes it's a lesson to be learned, but he's pretty smart. He's pretty mature. He worked his way around, and he's comfortable where he's at. He's okay.
Good to hear that. Let's talk about your music. Let's talk about your music.
Yeah, bro. My music is a representation of my life. It's crazy. It's all mixed. I got 5 kids.
I've got 5 as well.
There you go.
Yeah. 4 boys, 1 girl.
Good. We have 3 boys, 2 girls.
Right. So I've actually got custody of my kids as well. I mean, a lot of them are grown up, but it's just me right now. It's just myself and my 13-year-old, and my 20-year-old left home last year to go to university. So he at school, so he's home, you know, on holidays really. So it's just at the moment, it's just me.
Congratulations. You got the rest of them now.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. I love my kids. Most of my life revolves around my kids because I work a lot. I have a mechanic shop. I'm constantly grinding with the music. I've been doing my music for over 20 years.
Wow.
I started rapping, performing back in the year 2000, early 99, late 99, early 2000.
Oof.
So I signed with the record label in 2004.
Who you signed with?
I signed with an indie record label that we started called Pro Records. And it was awesome. I got to work with my buddies and make a bunch of music that was original. We dropped 2 albums, En La Frontera and Todo Se Vale.
What was the second one? La Frontera and?
Todo Se Vale, which translates to anything goes.
Anything goes, yeah. Todo Se Vale, yeah. Luckily, I lived in Spain for 5 years, so my Spanish is okay. It's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my last name comes from Basque. You know where that's at?
Yeah. Can you play a little? Have you got something there lined up you can play from back then?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Let's hear it, man.
I can play one of my favorite songs that we had ever done. It's called Hustling is a Habit.
No way. I've actually got Hustling is a Habit. The first thing I wanted to ask you about track-wise.
Oh, yeah. I love that fucking song, bro. I actually got some features on it. And I got to.
Max will pick it up, I'm sure.
That was an original beat from Pancho V from the Salty Water Records.
Have you got a team have you got people that you consider your team that are actually you work with on a constant level? You go there for your beats, you go there for your tracks being mixed, etc.
Yeah, recently I've been going through some changes because I was trying to find my team and everything, but for the most part, lately I've been using Milton Bradley to do all my beats. He's a beast, he's great, he's easy to work with. You tell him what you want and he'll mix it up and send it to you within a day. So shout out Milton Bradley. For all the mixing, mastering, and editing, I've been using FM, the producer, equally very professional. I met him through Lucky Luciano. He sent me over there one day, and then after that, it's been a blessing. Every time I have something, I just send him the whole Pro Tools session, and he makes it happen from there and sends it back beautiful, crispy.
Okay, Luciano, you've done some features with him, right?
Yeah, Lucky Luciano did a couple features with him. I was working with him on a daily, actually, for a while. He kind of managed me. He gave me a lot of game. He put me on his channel a lot. It was a blessing to meet him. He was a super humble dude. My friend Sluggerino introduced me to him back in the day. Like, what was it? Like 2006, 2007. Shout out that boy Jesse. He's actually a fireman now, so he holds it down out here in
Cool
Kingston
job,
for
man.
the
That's a very cool job being a fireman. I get that. I
Yeah.
also been listening to your track Por Vida for life.
Por vida. Yeah,
Por vida.
it's for life, bro. Everything we do is for life because this is who I am. I'm not doing it to try to convince people that I'm cool or to get people to like my music. Like, I just make my music to express myself, and it's por vida because I'm always gonna do it. So if you like
how
it,
would
I appreciate you.
sorry how would your guys describe you? How would Lucky
I'm kind of
Luciano
like
describe you? How would
uncle.
Nelson describe you? How would they say you
I'm
are?
like the uncle, the helper, the teacher, the trainer. Like, I'm always on your ass. Did you turn in your publishing? Did you lock in that date on this and that? Like, I'm always checking. There's a lot of artists that I work with: Houston Smooth, G7, that boy DJ Cap, Mr. Pac. There's a bunch of artists that I barely recently met that I'm gonna work with. That equally, I'm on the ass talking about, hey, your deadlines, turn this in, publishing, make sure all the legal, everything's straight, because
Are you
I'm
working?
just trying to.
Are you
I'm just
working
trying
as
to
a
be comfortable.
collective, as a Chicano collective? Is there a group of you doing this?
It is and it isn't, because Brick is locked up. So usually Brick was right there next to me, and I'm kind of like doing all this push since he got locked up, so that way he doesn't lose who he is and become someone else and then come back a different person. You see what I'm saying?
Let's talk about your crisp eating challenge with your son.
The which one?
The crisp eating challenge, the chili crisps.
Oh shit, you saw that?
Yeah.
Bro, I almost died.
Damn.
Oh my God, I swear I regretted it
What
instantly.
are they?
There's a, it's called the Faki One Chip Challenge.
Faki One Chip Challenge. Oh, brother, I have to try and get hold of some of them.
Shit, because that is the hottest fucking shit there is on the world, my bro.
What is it on the Scoville?
It's like 2.2 million Scoville.
Anyone who's not seen it, I will share the link if you want to see this guy eating one of the Faki One Crisp Challenge. It's brutal.
You have to go 5 minutes without drinking anything. So it was brutal. I was sweating profusely. I couldn't handle it. I was about to die. My little boy set me up to it because he always pumps me up to do dumb stuff. He always like, if you love me, Dad, if you love me, you'll do this. And he does it. And
I'd have done it as well. So, you know, you're not on your own. But you struggled. I could see it was an absolute fucking killer, wasn't it? Respect to your kids for letting you do that, man. Did you last the 5 minutes?
Yeah, it lasted the whole 5 minutes. My wife was recording me and she was counting down and asking me questions, trying to get my feedback as I was barely surviving.
You were banging on the table.
Oh my God, I didn't know what to do. I wanted to run, but I knew I had to sit down for the camera or else I couldn't prove it.
Is there somewhere you actually, when you've done this challenge, is there somewhere that you actually upload the videos to?
Actually, that was one of the only challenges I've ever done, was because we had to record it to keep the timer. So I figured it was funny enough that I would edit it and let everybody else see it. This tag, because at first we weren't gonna do it. As you can see, my son's, you can't see his video, but we had done the same thing with him, and he was like, lasted 2 seconds, bro.
I bet. I bet.
He went and spit that out so quick.
Oh, how old is he?
He's 14 now, I think. Or 15.
Oh,
Growing. He's growing. He's the middle child, but he's the tallest one now. He's getting big. He's going through a growth spurt. My boy Jesse. Shout out to him. Go follow that boy. He's always doing spicy stuff like that.
where can we find your back catalog of music?
Everything is going to be through the website. If you go to www.lokegkbt.com, it has all my information there. It'll give you a bio. It'll give you my press kit, my shows where I'm performing at. It'll give you a link so you can buy my merch. Or my YouTube. YouTube is best. You go to YouTube, you hit the About page, and you can see all my information, my website, my merch link, my Patreon. So if anybody wants to show support, helps out a bunch of prisoners. It's not just Bricovelli. The hashtag is Free Bricovelli. We're going to be promoting that up until he hits parole, and then we're just changing it over to Bricovelli. But for now, we're just going to focus. Everything that is about that is going to be under hashtag Free Bricovelli.
What kind of impact did COVID have upon you with regards to actually doing live shows? Was it a reset?
The live shows, realistically, the live shows went away. I was able to get a few bookings here and there after the whole fact, but I was an essential worker, so I worked the whole time of the lockdown. It was pretty scary at first.
See, it was 17 months here. We had pretty much been in lockdown in the UK, and it's just got to be too much in the end. And the lies from the government were just affecting the people too much. They were caught having parties in our government buildings in groups of 30 to 40 people. And when people are not being able to go to a funeral and not being able to go and see their father or mother when they're dying, there's kind of been a little bit of a rebellion in the last, say, 6 months, and the government has backed down and said, okay, you're all free to go and do what you want. Really, really difficult circumstances. I mean, one of the main industries affected was the entertainment industry.
Yeah, entertainment industry, ain't gonna lie, is a very hard industry to be in, especially like for us, like we're just people like you. Like, we're just out here.
Quick fire round for you.
Hit it.
Little Flip or Megan Thee Stallion?
Little Flip all day.
Why?
Cause Lil Flip is my boy, bro. I got a song with Lil Flip coming out. He did some Spanish in there for me just because he represents the barrio, Cloverland G's, Latinos. That's my boy Ice. He also got a song with me coming out. It's just family. Lil Flip all day, easy.
Travis Scott or Mike Jones?
I'm gonna have to say Travis Scott just because I heard some whole shit from Mike Jones from back in the day and I never got rid of it. So Travis Scott.
Paul Wall or Slim Thug?
Damn, Paul Wall and Slim Thug. Slap God and
Good answer.
motherfucker.
Good answer, man. Going a bit towards New York way, we're going to East Coast. Black Rob or Jadakiss?
I really don't listen to a lot of New York stuff like that, but I'm gonna say Jadakiss because he was on that.
Would you choose East Coast or West Coast music if you weren't listening to your own track, man? West Coast.
Hell yeah.
Pac or Biggie?
Pac all day.
Nas or 50 Cent?
50. Get him.
Oh, man. Yeah, I agree.
50.
Dre or Diddy?
Dre.
For what reason? Musically or production? Or the whole thing that he's done business wise?
The whole thing. I just fuck with Dre a lot, way heavier than Diddy. Diddy is cool, but not like Dre. Dre blows your fucking mind, bro. Like the stories, the documentaries that I've seen about Dr. Dre, how he could just change your life like this, like anyone, whoever, pick one, change his life like that. Crazy, bro. Brilliant.
The three that's on the limited edition that's been on. There was on Netflix, or what's it called? About Dre, really, I suppose, and 9 Inch Nails and Eminem, and like it's gone on now. What have you been watching? The new Kanye. documentary Genius?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen
No,
the
me
Kanye
neither.
stuff because Kanye, I like him and he's crazy, but I try not to distract myself too much with him because I start thinking he's right. I'm like, is he right? Is he fucking right? And I'm like, no, you can't get too distracted with Kanye, bro, because he might not be right, you know, because he makes a lot of sense, bro, if you listen to him. So I'm like, it's hard for me to listen to Kanye, especially if I'm high, because I start thinking he's right, bro. Fuck. Crazy. It's crazy, bro. I don't know. I don't distract myself with
You
Kanye.
voting for Kanye then when he runs for president, I take it?
I would have, fuck yeah, I would have voted for that fool. He's crazy. We need somebody crazy who could talk shit in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
He don't
sure.
need no yes man puppets and shit. He might need a doctor or somebody to make sure he takes his prescriptions every day, but checks and balances. I wouldn't make him king, but you know, he could go for president. It's cool.
Oh, that's funny.
He's a great businessman. So if he makes money for America the way he makes money for his enterprises, I'm cool with that because I'm about capitalism. I like that everybody who works hard makes a better earning. So, and there's just about a strategy and structure, and you have to be smart. And if it gives opportunity for people like me to rise, and I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
What's next for you in the immediate future with like it's coming in, like, you know, COVID's breaking, springtime, people want to get out, people want to perform, people want to go watch music.
I know that this doesn't sound like the normal answer, but to me, I want to help other artists get established because I don't have the fuel in my tank to go out there to these clubs, to go out and entertain on the stage. I do a lot of the back behind the scenes stuff for the younger artists. Like I said, I got 5 kids. I have a lot of opportunities, but I don't have the time to do it. So I rather focus on make sure everybody has their legal stuff right, make sure everybody has their paperwork in order. And I want to help other artists who have more fuel in the tank to go out there every weekend and go show their face and perform and do whatever they need to do to push the brand and help them succeed. So what's next for me, I'm gonna do a lot more of the behind the scenes stuff. I'm not gonna be too much up front, but I am going to be releasing a lot of music. So whenever I release a song or two, you'll see me out here talking about it, introducing new artists, and bringing to the world prison art, more Brickabelli projects. I have songs with Chingo Bling. I got a song with Ice. I got a song with Lil Flip that are about to drop in order. So
That's
I'm gonna have
massive
a
to go
bunch
with
of
Little Flip
projects
as well,
happen
man.
pretty soon.
You're looking forward to that? You're looking forward to the next releases then?
Oh yeah, bro, I'm fucking excited. Like I've been hearing the music, it's all mixed and mastered. It's just like when hopefully
Video in the
everything
work?
opens. I'm sorry.
You got a video coming?
I'm having trouble finding a steady videographer who is going to be solid because I work with a few people. I really like somebody's work, but then they got a lot of projects and they got real busy. So then I'm kind of like in the middle with who I'm working with on videos, but definitely want to do some more videos, some more content. I have a lot of singles. So if you're interested and you're listening to this, hit me up and let's knock out like 11 videos. Bye.
What other artists have you got then working, well, that you're actually guiding, I suppose? Who you with?
Yeah, there's a couple new artists. Of course, Houston Smooth. I'm helping him. He's got some personal things he's taking care of first, but when he do come out, he's gonna be like full speed. He's got a lot of energy. He's crazy, animated.
Yeah.
So when people hear him perform, see him perform, it's gonna be like a great show. I'm helping him. I got another artist named Caicedo. He's like from Colombia. He's very talented. He's super energetic. He's not out here doing rap, but he does rap. He raps in English and Spanish, but he does more like reggaeton, pop music, a little bit more
Yeah,
radio.
diversify.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And he's super animated. He dancing and everything. He's great artist. He's super talented. I'm helping him out. Also working with some rappers in the north side. I'm gonna go out there today, right after this interview, and work with a group out there, my homie Rigo Sama. And I'm gonna make sure that they know the ins and outs of the business. And if we set up a contract or something, then we continue from there. But bunch of different artists, G7, DJ Cat, Mr. Pac. He's got a podcast similar to like yours where he goes and interviews artists and he does reaction videos and stuff like that. I've been working with him for like 12 years almost.
Wow.
So there's a bunch of people that I know in the business. And we all just people, man. We're all people like me and you. We're all out here doing what we love to do. And we always have passion behind it. And it's been years in the making. We're making history right now.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Is anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I want to shout out my mom, my wife, my sisters, my brothers, my kids, and everybody who's down with the KBT. Make sure you buy some merch because that's the best way to show support. We love you. We are eternal because we live through you.
Peace. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And best of luck to you, brother, man. I really do feel you. Thank you.
We'll keep in touch.
For sure. Any artists you want to bring my way, feel free to hit me up and we'll do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because it's gonna be a big help to get this content out there and make sure that people get to talking, get to comfortable with the mic and the camera. And sometimes in the middle or in the beginning or at the end, you get something that's worth actually sitting down and doing this, you know?
For sure. Thank you very much for your time, brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time, and peace to everybody. Shay, what's up to all your kids? And I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Bye-bye.